Okay, so today we'll start new chapter, chapter 6, combustion and flame. Okay, now combustion, what do you mean by combustion? So combustion means it is a chemical process in which oxygen is being, it is a chemical reaction in which oxygen is used to produce heat and light. Oxygen is used to produce heat and light, that is called the combustion. Like any substance, when it burn in the presence of oxygen. So when it burn in presence of oxygen, it produces heat and light. Okay, so that is called the combustion. Fine. And when a substance is burned, it produces flame also. Not all the object, but most of the object they produce flame. Now in this chapter we will be trying to understand when an object, when it is burned, when it produces flame. Okay, and what are the things required for the combustion. That means for combustion, कोई भी चीज जलने के लिए क्या क्या चीज जरूरी होता है. So these things we will be studying in this chapter. So combustion and flame. We use different kinds of fuel for various purposes at home, in industries, and for running automobiles. So as we already know that in our home, which are the fuels we use in our home, in our house, which type of fuel we use to cook food? You can answer. So at home we use fuel like petroleum, sorry, my mistake, not petroleum, LPG, CNG, coal, kerosene. These are the fuel we use at home. Even wood also we use in villages. Still now people they use wood for making their food. Okay, in industries they use petrol, diesel, then CNG, coal. This type of substances are used. For running vehicles, we use uh, CNG, petrol, diesel. These are some substances, some fuel which we use to run vehicle. Can you name a few fuels used in our homes? So we have already studied. Name a few fuels used in trade and industry. Trade and industries means trade. Whenever it comes trade, this term, it means that money. So by using fuels, we earn money. So petroleum, diesel, kerosene, these are some trade fuel. Okay. Do you remember last class I told you that which fuel is used in aeroplane? Do you remember anyone? Just recall. I told you which fuel is used in aeroplane, and it is white kerosene. Okay, white kerosene is used. From where kerosene is extracted? From where we get kerosene? Last class I told you kerosene is the byproduct of petroleum. From petroleum we get kerosene. When we heat petroleum at different temperature, different substances are extracted. So kerosene is also a byproduct of petroleum. Okay. What fuels are used for running automobiles? We know petrol, diesel, CNG. Nowadays people they use LPG also for running vehicles. Your list will contain fuel like cow dung. Yes, cow dung also is used at home for making food. Wood, coal, charcoal, petrol, diesel, compressed natural gas, etc. There will be many more examples that we use in our house for running vehicles, industries, different places we use different fuels. You are familiar with the burning of a candle. So you know that when a candle is burned, okay, when a candle is burned, what we see? When we burn a candle, what we see? Flame, flame. We see flame. Okay, and when this flame comes out, we see, suppose suddenly you are sitting in a room, suddenly current went, so your room become dark. When you burn a candle, then whole room become bright. Is it or not? So that is because of the flame. That means if a substance produces flame, then that area, some of the area will be brightened up due to the flame. But when you will burn coal, I don't know you have ever burned coal or not at your home or some places if you have seen. When you burn a coal, coal does not produce flame. If it don't produce flame, definitely it will not brighten the room. Is it clear? So the main difference between coal and candle is that coal do not produce flame, uh, candle produces flame. Second thing, coal produces more energy, coal produces more energy, candle produces less energy. Next, next, ignition temperature of coal is more. Ignition temperature means the temperature at which any substance can catch fire. This is the minimum temperature at which a substance catch fire. When we take a paper and if we take a matchstick, if we bring paper to the flame, suppose this is the flame, okay, if I'll bring the paper near the flame and if I remove it, do the paper get fire? If I bring it and I'll pass it this way, will it catch fire? Have you ever tried or not? After burning any matchstick or maybe candle, if you bring a paper near to that, it will catch fire or what? You will take it this way. It will never catch fire because this paper, they can catch fire only and only when they are heated up to a certain temperature. That is called the ignition temperature. This is the minimum temperature at which any substances catch fire. Is it clear? Have you ever burned a paper using a magnifying glass? Anybody? Have you ever burned a paper using a magnifying glass? Anybody? If you have, if you have done this, then you will be knowing that it takes more time. You have to adjust the lens and then you have to hold it. When you will hold it for few minutes, after few minutes you will see that the paper will warm up. That means it will get heated up slowly, and when it reaches to the ignition temperature, then the paper catch fire. Okay? Okay, so any object, they can catch fire when we reach ignition temperature, when we can provide them ignition temperature. Some of the object, their ignition temperature is very high and some they are very low. For example, CNG, LPG, for this a single spark is needed. You have seen your mother when she opened the gas, she take a lighter and she just struck like this. I don't know you have ever seen after pressing the this lighter, have you ever seen how much heat is produced from that? Have you ever noticed? You can try, okay, you can check it now only. You can take the lighter and turn it down and then press it. Just check that bottom portion. Turn it, press it and just check it. A single spark will come. Just check it now in your house. You can see here. You can see a single spark, very small. Spark is produced somewhere here. You can see easily. Yeah, so spark can be seen. So some of the objects, they require very less temperature to catch fire. That means their ignition temperature is very low. A single spark can burn that object. Okay. So coal has more temperature. That means coal, the ignition temperature of coal is more as compared to candle. That means you will be requiring more time and more heat to burn coal, and but you will require less time to burn candle. Okay, that means their ignition temperature is different. Is it clear? You are familiar with the burning of a candle. What is the difference between burning of a candle and burning of a coal, fuel like coal? Maybe you were able to guess right. Candle burn with a flame, candle burn with a flame, whereas coal does not. But coal does not produce a flame. Similarly, I have given you few more points that calorific you can say that coal produces more heat and candle produces less heat. Then another point you can say that coal has more ignition temperature, and you can say that candle has less ignition temperature. Okay, so I have given you 3 points. You can add more also. Similarly, you will you will find many other materials burning without a flame. Can you tell me other things which burn without a flame? Other examples? Just think. Just think. So one example is incense stick, that is called agarbatti in common language. Okay. You can find other example also. Other example can be mosquito coil. Mosquito coil. Now you can think other example also. In both the examples, agarbatti and mosquito coil, initially when we burn this one with a matchstick, it produces flame. But once it is removed, that means once the flame is been removed, then it burns without a flame. Okay, so can you think another example? Okay, so let's move to another other thing. Similarly, you will find many other materials burning without a flame. So we got example also. Let us study the chemical process of burning and the type of flame produces during this process. That means when we burn something, it produces flame. Okay, and which type of flame it will produce, we'll study here. I told you in the last class which type of flame do not pollute the environment. Do you remember which color flame? Which? Blue color flame. So blue color flame do not pollute the environment. The way we are using in LPG, CNG, they don't pollute the environment. I told you that CNG mainly contain which gas? Mainly contain which gas? CNG mainly contain which gas? The main constituent of CNG is methane gas. You have to remember all these things. These are simple things. You may get in science Olympiad if you are taking part. So this is methane, and the main constituent of LPG gas is butane. 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 Okay, and its formula is C4H10. C4H10, that is the formula of butane. So main constituent of LPG gas is butane, and the main constituent of CNG gas is methane. Okay. Now next is, what is combustion? So recall the activity of burning of magnesium ribbon performed in class 7. So generally I think you have not seen this, because class 7 students, teachers, they hardly take them to the lab because they are very naughty. They can touch this, that, they can break the things, and that can be dangerous also. Okay, so maybe you have not seen this. Okay, we learned that magnesium burns to form magnesium oxide and produces heat and light. When you will burn a magnesium ribbon, Okay, magnesium ribbon, you can see in the example, if you burn this magnesium ribbon, it will produce a dazzling white light, bright light, white bright light. Okay, एकदम चमक चमकता हुआ light. It is very difficult to see that light. Okay, how can I give you an example? While welding the things, I don't know you have seen or not. Welding, they used to use one glass, they put it here and they use a gun and they start they used to do this way and a spark comes out. Have you seen that? So that type of light is produced by this magnesium ribbon when we burn it. Okay, so it produces a flame. Okay, we can perform a similar activity with a piece of charcoal. Charcoal, that means one type of coal. Okay, so we can use this charcoal or you can use coal to burn, and you will see that it will take more time to burn. Second, it will produce more heat. Third third first point, what I told you, it produces more heat, it take more time to heat, and third, it produces no flame. Okay, so they are telling you to do this activity. Hold the piece with a pair of tongue. Do you know what is a tongue? Tongue we call in Hindi chimta. Okay, a chimta, big chimta. I don't know you have seen or not. People, they used to remove hairs, small piece of tongue they used to plug hairs, white hair. I don't know you have seen or not. So that is tongue. So that is a small one. Big one, you have to take, hold the charcoal with the tongue and heat it. You will take that, it will take more time, and after burning it will produce more heat. Third thing, it will have no flame. Okay, so hold the piece with a pair of tongue and bring it near the flame of a candle or a Bunsen burner. Bunsen burner you will be getting in lab. Okay, what do you observe? We find that charcoal burn in air. We know that coal too burn in air, producing carbon dioxide, heat and light. Okay, so when we burn this, it produces heat, little bit of light, little flame. Okay, little flame, not very much. The way candle produces, very little light, carbon dioxide, and heat they produce. Okay. So now the question arises: what is combustion? So I already told you in the beginning, a chemical process in which substance react with oxygen to gives off heat when a substance is burned. Okay, it is a chemical process. Chemical means once it is burned, it will convert into ash. Now that ash cannot be converted into that object. That means maybe suppose a candle is burned, or maybe a charcoal is burned, or a coal is burned. After burning, or maybe a paper, we will take a paper. If we burn a paper, we will be having ash, rock. From that rock, can we get paper back? So that is called the chemical change. Chemical change. So chemical change or chemical process means once it is been done, we cannot get the original object back. Okay. Okay. So a chemical process in which substance react with oxygen. It will react with oxygen. React with oxygen, that means on earth whatever is been burned, that is burned in presence of oxygen. Okay. So it will burn in presence of oxygen to give off heat. Okay, and some of the cases it produces light also. Okay, so the substance, so combustible substance means what? Those, now this is combustion, I am talking about combustible substance. Okay, combustion means is a chemical process in which it react with oxygen to produce heat and light. Now the question is, what is combustible substance? Combustible substance means those substances which catches fire, that can be burned. Can you give me example which are the substance which can be burned? There will be many example. I am giving you one example, paper. Another, which can be burned? Paper. Then you can think by your own. There will, plastic, clothes, petrol, diesel, CNG, LPG. There are many more example. Wood, okay, cow dung cake, many example are there. Okay, so you can burn these things. Fine. So this substance are called combustible substances. Now another one is called non-combustible substances. Non-combustible substances means those substances which do not catches fire. So can you give me example? I am giving you one example. Water. Water. If you burn water, it will not catch fire. Yes. Stone. Stone is another example. Sand. Sand is another example. Then tiles. Another example. Uh, Iron is another example. They don't burn easily. Okay. Soil. They don't burn. So many examples are there which will not burn. So this type of substances are called non-combustible substances. Okay. When you will heat iron, when you will heat water, when you will heat stone, all these things, glass, they will become heat. Okay. They will become warm. They will become hot. But it will not catch fire. It will not burn. Are you getting my point or not? Okay, so these are called non-combustible substances. So can you tell me wood? Wood will be combustible or non-combustible? See page number 65. You can see one column is there. Okay, the table is there, 3 columns are there. So can you tell me wood is a combustible or non-combustible? So you can mark combustible. You can mark, give a right, okay, give a right combustible, okay. Paper, combustible. Iron nail, non-combustible. So you will tick in non-combustible. Kerosene oil, combustible. Stone piece, non-combustible. Straw, straw. Straw actually two substance we call. Straw means one is plastic straw from where we suck juice or water or something. That is also called straw. Another straw we called, I don't know you have seen or not. Some people they make hut, HUT, घर. घास के मदद से they used to prepare house. That घास, that small, that means long grasses are known as straw. Okay, so both are combustible. Okay, charcoal, combustible. Matchstick, glass, glass, non-combustible. Okay, so these are the substance. Is it clear to everyone? Okay. Now remember that here Bujo, page number 64, at the end, you can see Bujo is asking one question. We were told that food is a fuel for our body. Okay, food is a fuel to our body. Now the question is, what is fuel? Remember that fuel means anything which gives us energy, that is called fuel. So here, rightly so, in our body, food is broken down by reaction with oxygen. Okay, it react with oxygen. I don't know you have studied in class 7 or not. When we take food, oxygen react with that, that is called respiration. I don't know you have studied or not in class 7. Aerobic respiration, have you heard? So in aerobic respiration, this oxygen react with food and produces energy. So same way, in our body, food is broken down by reaction with oxygen and heat is produced. We learned that in class 7. So we can say this is also fuel. Okay, this is also fuel to our body. Okay, but generally we don't consider anything which burn, we don't consider them as fuel. Okay, because fuels should be taken such a way, it should have some characteristic. Okay, they should have some characteristic. For example, anything which burn, if you consider them as fuel, then it will be mistake, because Suppose by using cloth, by burning cloth, can I cook food? Yes, I can cook food. Yes, I can cook. I can burn clothes and I can cook food. But for that, I'll be requiring so much clothes. Yes or no? When you will burn a cloth, it will produce a flame. Flame means heat. Okay, so it will produce heat, and by using that, we can cook food. But it will require more clothes to burn. So that is a wastage. So the characteristic of a fuel should be, it should be cheap. Okay, it should be cheap. Cheap means kam dam. Fine. Second, it should burn easily. Okay, we should not take more time to burn that. Like we are burning the fuel for 1 hour and it's not catch, it has not catch fire. So this type of fuel we will not consider. Okay, that wouldn't be considered as fuel. Okay, so anything that we use to cook food is not considered as fuel. Fuel should have some characteristics. समझ आया ना? ऐसा चीज जो हम खाना बनाए, हर एक चीज जिससे हम खाना बना सकते, that is not considered as fuel. Okay, because some of the fuels can be expensive also. If it is expensive, then how we will use, how we will buy? Okay, okay, so we should have some characteristics. Next, it should not pollute the environment. It should not pollute the environment. Okay, these are some characteristics of the fuel. Fine. There are fuel which produces pollution, but other characteristics should follow. So that we will study afterward. What are the characteristics of a fuel? Okay, okay. So remember that all the things which is burned is not considered as fuel. Fine. Like paper, we will not consider it as fuel, because if you want to cook food, if you are using paper, you will be requiring huge paper, right? So many papers will be required, right? So that will be costly, and we will pollute the environment also. Okay, so we will study this one afterwards. Okay, the substance that undergoes combustion is said to be combustible. It is also called a fuel. The fuel may be solid. Can you give me an example of solid fuel? Solid fuel: wood, coal, cow dung cake. Cow dung cake are used in villages, okay, to cook food. I don't know you have ever seen or not cow dung cake. Cow dung, that means if you have gone to village, you have seen that people, that means villagers, what they do, they take cow dung, they roll it with what we call straw. They cut straw into small pieces, they wrap it properly, and they put it on the wall, so it looks like a roti. Have you seen or not? It looks like a chapati. Have you seen or not ever? So that is called cow dung cake. So by using that also we can that means make food. Okay, so that is a solid fuel. Can you give me an example of liquid fuel? Liquid fuel. Liquid fuel. What are liquid fuel? Examples of liquid fuel: kerosene, petrol, diesel. Okay, so 2-3 example is enough. So these are some liquid gas. Now can you give me, sorry, liquid fuel. Now can you give me an example of gaseous fuel? Gaseous fuel: LPG, liquefied petroleum gas; CNG, okay, CNG, compressed natural gas; biogas. Have you heard this or not? Biogas. Hydrogen. These all are considered as fuel. Okay, these are gaseous fuel. Okay, sometimes light is also given off during combustion, either as a flame or as a glow. So when we burn something, sometimes it burns with a flame, sometimes it just glow. So when a substance glow and when a substance produces a flame, that we will study afterwards. Okay. In the reaction mentioned above, magnesium and charcoal are combustible substances. Okay, so we have taken one example, right? Magnesium ribbon and charcoal. These are combustible substances. That means those substances which catches fire are called combustible substances. Okay. Now, what are the things required for combustion? कोई भी चीज जलने के लिए क्या क्या चीज जरूरी होता है? What are the things required for combustion? So remember that three things are required. Three things are required for combustion to take place. First is requirement of oxygen. Okay, oxygen is required, or you can say that air is required. So first thing, air is required. Second thing, it has to be a combustible substance. Okay, the one you are burning, it should be a combustible substance. That means it should catch fire. If you are burning a non-combustible substance like stone, will it catch fire or what? Never. So first thing, you should have oxygen, presence of oxygen or presence of air. Second thing, it has to be a combustible substance. Third thing, you should have temperature, ignition temperature. Okay, or you can say heat. You will require heat, ignition temperature. Okay, now ignition temperature means what? When you are burning a paper, it take less time. That means its ignition temperature is less. Okay, but when you are burning a wood, it required more temperature. That means more heat is required. So it will have different ignition temperature. So ignition temperature means the minimum temperature at which any substances catch fire are called ignition temperature. Okay, so different objects have different ignition temperature. Some have less, some have more. Okay, so CNG, LPG, they have less ignition temperature. Hydrogen gas, these have less ignition temperature. Okay, petrol, diesel, these have less ignition temperature. That is why it is advised when you are filling your vehicle, you should not burn a cigarette or matchstick near the petrol pump. They have your parents, they have told you or not, or maybe someone else have told you कि पेट्रोल पंप के सामने में माचिस इस्तेमाल नहीं करना चाहिए, उड़ जाएगा, जल जाएगा. Have you heard this? Because it have less ignition temperature. Okay, so it is clear to everyone what are the things required for combustion. First thing, first thing, first thing, presence of air or presence of oxygen. Second thing, it should be a combustible substance. Combustible substance, that means the substance should catch fire. Third, yeah, it should have ignition temperature. It should have ignition temperature. So if you cut any out of these three, if you remove any one, object will never catch fire. Now suppose first one was what? Oxygen. Second thing, combustible substance. Third, ignition temperature, means you required heat. Okay, now if I remove heat, you are having oxygen and combustible substance, will it catch fire? No. Now suppose I am removing combustible substance, now you are having oxygen and you are having ignition temperature, will it catch fire? No. Now suppose third one, if I remove oxygen, you are having combustible substance, you are having temperature, ignition temperature, will it catch fire? That means all the three are required for combustion. If any one is missing, combustion will not take place. Okay, okay, so till ignition temperature it is over. Okay, now sometimes suppose a person a person catches fire. A person catches fire. Now what shall we do? What shall we do? How can we remove this fire? Okay. So there is only one way. There is only one way to remove fire is by reducing the oxygen, by reducing the amount of oxygen present around that person or that object. Okay. Suppose if a person catches fire, you can put a blanket, you can put a blanket over that person so that no oxygen should enter to that person. So slowly it will it will stop fire. Okay, because without oxygen fire cannot burn. Okay. Okay. Or you can use water also, but better way is to use blanket or any other cloth. Okay, that it has to be a thick cloth. Okay, if you are taking a light cloth, then that cloth also it will catch fire. But remember that if a person catches fire, you should not use a polyester. Okay, you should not use a polyester cloth, because you know that polyester cloth melts. Yes or no? We have studied in fiber and plastic, right? So polyester clothes should not be used. Okay. So today we have studied till ignition temperature. Next day we'll continue from here. Okay. Fine.